Every day, it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster.
Day 45 of the national emergency. Are you still out there? I miss you. You know who I miss today? The dumpling makers of New York City. Flushing, Chinatown. Oh. Now, before the pandemic hit, Chau magazine had an amazing dumpling tour. And we'll talk about that a little later in the show. Today I also want to share, it's Monday over the weekend, got some pictures. Mom just sent the prize winner, I have to say. This is Spring Has Sprung in Evanston, ladies and gentlemen. Those are tulips. I imagine ultimately they got their start in Amsterdam. Also, played a little family cahoots this weekend, and look who won. Scott Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the big iron. You can see Caleb was in second and Dana Wu, a respectable third place. Now, I don't usually win in the family games, that's for sure. Like, I haven't won since I met the boys. I mean, my children were born unto me when they were 5 and 9. That was about 20 years ago. And we were in a park, playground in the city, Madison Square Park, as a matter of fact, and we had a race. We raced around the whole playground, and I won. Now, conversation just before the pandemic at a family meeting, and I told both the boys, I said, listen, just because I wasn't there to change your diapers doesn't mean that someday you won't have to change mine. All right. I had a wonderful conversation with blues musician Aki Kumar. We're going to run the interview later in the show, but first off, Dad, we got some Buddy Holly for you.
Every day, it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey. Every day, it's a getting faster. Everyone said go ahead and ask her. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer, every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer, every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey.
Well, what brought me to Buddy Holly is the same thing. As I was saying, the rock and roll, early American pop music, rock and roll. That's how I got into blues. Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, Beatles, all of that good stuff. I love those songs. So what was I thinking? Not very much. I figured there's only one of me. I don't look anything like Buddy Holly. Don't really want to shave this beard because I might need it for the rest of my career. Hide much of my face. So I said, well, let's do the best I can do with these two suits that I have and a black, sheet that I can put up behind me. The cool thing about this project I've been doing, Undercover Everly Brothers, as I call it, is I'm trying to keep it to just two of my voices harmonizing and kind of distill great songs that I love into that format. Sometimes adding a harmony that doesn't exist, like I did with this Buddy Holly song. It was harmony free for the most part, and I've made it a harmonized kind of thing. And sometimes subtracting a harmony to see if it can still captivate a listener. So it's just an experiment. It's keeping me musical. It's helping me understand harmonies.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that during the pandemic, when he's isolated at home, Aki is taking some time to learn about harmonies. That's fantastic. That's people's creativity in motion. And speaking about creativity in motion, let's now go to Chau. She has her finger on the pulse of the social now. She started Chau magazine when we were all roaming free, and their mantra was eat, drink, shop, and see. And now she's done a complete pivot to keep her audience engaged and informed. So let's welcome, without further ado, Chau. There she is. Hello.
Hey everyone, what's going on?
All right, now first I have to apologize for misspelling. I mean, it seems like I misspell, of course, the simplest of things. Do you have the text appropriate? And I will change. I will change it.
I do.
There it is. Yeah.
It is A-OK. So the site is Chau Mag, CIAOOOMAG.com. And I had to do 3 O's because I couldn't afford the domain for just Chau. So there's 3 O's. And if you are to look up Chau, CIAOO on Instagram, you will find an old naked Italian man. So I suggest you do it. Chau Mag, 3 O's. Remember that.
Oh my God, 3 O's. Yeah. So where are you in the city, and what's happening? Are people behaving? You seeing masks? What's going on?
Yeah. So I'm actually in Brooklyn, and I'm born and raised in. I've got quite a few friends and family all over the city, and I do have to say the people that I know who are from here or who have lived here for a while have been practicing social distancing. A lot of masks, and I'm Chinese, so we are all about the mask. But I do know that by Williamsburg and other parts of the city, like the West Side Highway, people are just going ham. They're hanging out.
Right. They're ready. I know people are ready to be out, but here in Queens, we're trying to be a little bit more patient.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So Chau magazine in its first incarnation was an enormous success. How did you start it?
Yeah, so how the idea originally, Chau Mag, so it's a digital magazine, and originally it started out as a published travel magazine. And when I first decided to get into the world of startup, I used to be a travel blogger. So I was like, I was pitching to all these websites and no one would let me write. So I was like, screw this, I'm going to start my own magazine. What I did not know was you need one thing to start a magazine, a published magazine, and that's money, which I did not have. So I, from the suggestions of some friends in the startup space, they said, you know what, whenever you're trying to start something, start small, start niche, why don't you start with New York City? So it started as a newsletter highlighting all the local neighborhoods and fun things to do in New York City. And we started doing a lot of our own events, from drunken dumpling tours, which you mentioned before, trivia nights, comedy shows, pop-up dinners. And our biggest thing was our friend of a friend party, which is a party for single people who hate online dating but love to party. So we'd have anywhere between like 150 people would show up because they hated online apps so much.
Wow. Okay, let me show some of these pictures. These are some random pictures. I think most of them are from the dumpling outing. Just, large groups of people. That's what I want to say. If I recall, the number 5,000 sticks into my head. Like that was a number of followers that you had, right?
We have so we're a newsletter and an Instagram account primarily right now. So also a website, but we do have 5,000 millennial New Yorkers in our audience. So I just call them kind of fun people who live in the city and just are always looking for something new and fun to do and explore. So they're always down for the quirky, off the grid, like not too cliche stuff. So
okay, and then the pandemic hits.
Yeah.
And you pivot. You've done one of the more amazing pivots that I've seen. I know a lot of small businesses are concerned about their survival and things, but you've pivoted. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like literally 2 weeks before the pandemic, I'm talking to my partner. We're like, you know what? Like we're going to start ramping up our events. We're going to start doubling the events. And literally a week later, the pandemic hits, and we're like, well, there goes there. There goes that.
Oh, God.
There goes that. And that's like just like a jackknife or a wrench in our plans. So, when it hit, I mean, the whole reason why I started Chau Mag was always just to showcase New York City as a local, as, like an Asian American who grew up in Brooklyn and like one of the most Italian neighborhoods. There's so much diversity here. I really wanted to showcase that. So I was like, you know what? I don't have any events. I don't have a plan. I don't know when I'm going to get paid again, because our events are gone. But I know I got to help. I got to rep New York City. I got to support. So we turned all of our content to supporting New York City, supporting all the small businesses out there, highlighting all the things that you as a local can do, from, if you need to file for unemployment, to how to clean your home to prevent coronavirus, to our Instagram live series called #AskAnExpert, where we have an expert come on every week and you guys can ask them the direct questions, because there's a lot of fake news out there. And, as New Yorkers, we're just like trying to keep it real. Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell everybody who your last guest was, because I found that fascinating and incredibly informative.
So are you talking about Ikram, or you're talking about
Ikram?
Okay. So Ikram. So one of our last guests was the co-founder of Venmo. And he's just an amazing human being. He's from Zimbabwe, so he's an immigrant, and he basically left Venmo after building this amazing company, left it to start his own his band and a music festival called the Immigrant Gala, which is all about supporting immigrants and musicians in New York City. And they sold out Bye Boredom last December. So lit. It's lit. So we were talking to him like, all right, you launched a startup. What should we do? What should we, we were just really, I was trying to get some investing tips from him. With all the money I have, they don't have, honestly. But,
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that was a great interview. And you guys, so you're still primarily on Instagram Live, but you're looking to branch out and, take over the world. I mean, I know ultimately you're looking to take over the world, but starting at Instagram Live and then moving out from there.
Yeah. So our main focuses right now are the Instagram Live /IGTV. So we're actually producing some video content with brothers and big sisters of New York City. So you guys should stay tuned for that. And our newsletter, we're sending out a newsletter every Friday that's just with all the information you should know as a New Yorker. So everything from, like Did you know J-Lo and A-Rod are trying to buy the Mets?
I know now because I read your newsletter. That's for sure.
Yes. So yeah, it's like all the information. I want to call it the skim meets New York City. I know I hate when startup people are like, "Oh, it's the Uber of blah blah blah," but
That's
we're
how you
trying,
have to do it, though. That's what they say, you know?
just trying to go content, just trying to help as many people along the way because I think a lot New York City has a really bad rap of being, like mean and angry, but real New Yorkers are really supportive of one another, and it's the only way that we can keep New York City culture going is by helping one another.
Yeah, yeah. Because, I mean, and this is just between us, it's not going to happen by bringing in more chains and more CVSs and things. It's
Yeah.
going to happen, Chow Mag, and telling people where all the little secret places are so they can go and support it.
Yeah, and the tough thing is a lot of these places they were never covered by traditional media anyway. So a lot of
Right.
the small businesses were run by immigrants or they didn't speak English or they weren't really great on social media. So, I think it's our responsibility to help be a platform for these places. Because you think about the small business, the little deli, the bodega, the butcher shop in your neighborhood, and how many people you meet because of it or the relationship you may have with the counter person. It's these businesses that help to create a community.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Chow. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for taking some time. I know you're super busy. You're one of the busiest people I know for sure.
Hustling, trying to be.
Yeah. So thank you, and thank you for also for all the tips and tricks. And then I will go back. I apologize again for the misspelling.
Awesome.
I will go back and correct all that so everybody who wants to sign up can see the link, and
Yeah.
then they can sign up.
And tell all your friends too, because, oh, and lastly,
Yeah.
we're our 1 year anniversary is on May 21st. So if you guys could share this with everybody, that would make my life. Ciao, Meg. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This was great.
Thank you,
Bye.
Chow.
See
All
ya.
right. Yeah, we'll
Bye.
talk soon. Thanks. Bye bye. Awesome. Brilliant woman. For sure. Brilliant woman. And speaking about brilliant women, here comes. Now, you remember on Friday, we sent Jenna off with a task of drawing, and only my audience would do this. Looks like our audience tried to go for the 2-for-1, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which I spent some time over the weekend checking out Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Amazing story. Max, I'm thinking about you all the time. All right. Here now with us is the artist formerly known as, presently known as, here, hold on, let me get you in. How do I do this? There it is. Jenna.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. A little bit of relaxing, a lot of drawing. Uh, but nothing too different. So just the usual.
Yeah, a lot of drawing. Well, that's great. So tell me, because I know that we gave you a commission of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but
Yeah.
what is the strangest commission that you've ever gotten?
The strangest commission I've ever gotten was a commission from a guy who, well, first of all, he wanted it by the next day, which is very unusual. Usually it's like, I'll take my time and get to you, but he's like, I need it by tomorrow. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. Um, but then he was like, oh, but I'll charge like, but I'll give you like a lot extra for like the rush. And I was like, okay, cool. So he wanted, do you know about like cookie, do you ever get that like notification when you go on a website and they're like just letting you know this website uses cookies and you have to press like, okay, fine, take all of my information,
Yeah.
just find
Yes.
out where I am, take all my credit card info.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wanted a commission that was like um I guess like a website's not using cookies anymore, but he wanted like actual cookies. So it was like a him selling cookies to people, and it was like chocolate chip and like peanut butter and all this stuff. But the biggest, like the weirdest part of it was that he wanted it to be drawn as like a like a a preschooler drawing. Yeah, so it was like this whole thing, this whole like rush, and just to get like a preschool drawing out, and it was like the weirdest thing, but he was super nice about it, and yeah, definitely the weirdest request I've had was
Yeah.
people asking for me to draw worse than my actual abilities.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like they say, you know, kindness goes a long way with stuff like that. So it's good that he was kind. All right. Well, my audience not so kind, asking for the twofer. Yeah, this is the more I get to know them, the more I think, yeah, of course, that's what we would do. And you sent me this beautiful video. We're gonna and a beautiful drawing, by the way. Amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, very beautiful, very talented, Jenna. Let me roll the video, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Sounds good. Let's see it.
Boom, boom, amazing, bravo you.
Oh, thank you.
That was super cool and awesome all at the same time.
Oh man, both? Wow. What a
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Let me see if I have if I push this button and then I push that button. Oops. And let me kill that one and that and that one and that. There we go. There it is. That's the final. Can I get rid of myself? Yeah, there we go. That's the final picture. That's Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Fantastic. I'm going to come back. Oh, you know what I want to put up? While this is up and people are seeing how amazingly talented you are, there we are. The commissions, people. The commish.
The commish.
So really, $30 for a head and $50 for a torso. Listen, Jenna, you should have talked to me before. We would have doubled these prices. Are you kidding me? A bargain at twice the price. Come on. You're giving this stuff away. All right, we'll talk later. I'll become your agent later. Actually, you don't want me
All
as
right,
your
yeah.
agent.
I'm like maybe I'll need some business advice. So we'll be in touch.
But so tell us, we watched that whole thing in 2 minutes. How long did it take you?
Between 3.5 hours to 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we literally watched your decision making process. Is that the case? Is that what we just saw?
Yeah, so maybe I'm not doing it the professional way, which is just doing a very streamlined like a recording of the like just having everything super planned out, but it's kind of just I start with the idea and just go with it. This idea being obviously, I mean, the subject was Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and but I wanted to not just like do like a here's a photocopy all done. I wanted to do something that kind of had like a sort of like a perspective, a message, and I liked the idea of like even superheroes need masks. Like that kind of concept of like nobody is nobody is the exception, like no one's an exception to the rule right now. Like everybody needs to cooperate, even like superheroes who have all these powers. So I thought it'd be really fun to do them with masks. And so for the most part, it's pretty streamlined, where I usually kind of like sort of go back and forth on ideas is like the backgrounds. You probably saw me like, oh, orange and blue, cool. No, that's not going to work. I'll do that. Well, also the biggest issue is that it started to look like a backwards French flag. So, so I was like, wait, that's not the right message I'm trying to send. So, so I ended up going with something a little different than that. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all in all, very amazing. I know I've already got one commission idea in my brain that I'm coming to you with. Yeah, after the show, for sure.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit you up after the show, for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Jenna. This was a lot of fun and really amazing. Yeah. Usually we see the finished product, but this was the first time on the show we've actually gotten to see how the creation process takes place.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was so thankful to be a part of this, and I appreciate you having me on the show twice. That's awesome.
Yeah, your first so part too.
So, woo! So much so that I have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Oh.
So just give me a minute. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Hopefully this works.
I know. Well, that should be the subtitle of the show. Could be called
Hopefully
this works.
Yep. All right. Let me share my screen. Tell me if you're able to see this.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, and it's come in on its own. So let me see though. How do I get them to see it? So they. Oh my God, I'm laughing. This is awesome, Jenna. This is awesome. Let me see if I can. You know what? This thing is in the way. Hold on. I've got to just. That's you. How do I get this bigger? Yeah, isn't that cool? Oh, here. There we go. There it is. Whew, took me a lot. You know, that. Look at you. Oh, my God, Jenna. That's fascinating. Look at it. And there's our globe in the background. Have you ever been to the Unisphere in Queens?
I have not, actually. That's
all
one part of New York I have not been to.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I think really your show is awesome, and having people from, all over, either like artists, entrepreneurs, everything, and, that's awesome. So I wanted to create something, don't spread hate. I don't know. I don't know what everyone's saying. There's some sort of catchphrase, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, this is great. This is you know what? This is better than me. Let me get me out of there. There we go. I'm just going to put that up, and then I can interview people like that. I'm just going to put that up. Oh, thank you. All right. I'm going to cry now. Okay.
Oh, no. All right.
Let me do this properly. There we are.
Just learn how to move the mouth, and then you can just interview people that way.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you coming on part 1 and part 2. You're amazing, and I hope you'll be back for part 3 and part 4 again soon.
I hope so. I'm in my room 24/7. So.
All right, Jana. We'll be in touch. Be safe.
You too, Scott.
All right.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Talk soon.
Have a good one.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. There we are. Oh, that was awesome. She's awesome. Very cool picture. All right. Now, as we saw at the top of the show, Aki Kumar, singer and blues artist, and I got to sit down, had a great conversation. So first, I'm going to play that conversation, and then he's got another tune for us, this amazing blues harmonica duo. So when we sat down, the first thing I asked him was, how did he get started in music?
Okay, so with the music, as I said, I was born, raised in India. I don't come from a family of musicians, but both my parents are very they're music lovers, and my dad, especially with his meager resources, managed to collect a very eclectic record collection. And I grew up listening to that, all kinds of music, different kinds of music, worldwide, not just Indian, Western pop, every kind of music. And my mom loved music too. She would, she was one of the, I don't want to say shower singers, but she would sing all the time, and she obviously had music in her. And if she had had the right opportunities, coming up, she would perhaps pursue that, have pursued. So that's the kind of background I had. So music was always an interesting thing, but never something I, thought of as something I would pursue professionally. And when I was 18, I moved to the U.S. to become a software engineer. As I was doing that, I kind of got exposed to American blues. And once I started pursuing blues, I found this great teacher in San Jose who taught blues harmonica, which I kind of really liked and wanted to learn. His name is David Barrett, and one of the best decisions of my life was to go to him diligently in a disciplined way once a month, take a lesson and pursue that. Once I got started on that path, things started to change in my life. I played music more seriously, played 1 gig a month, then 2 gigs a month, then 4 gigs a month, then 4 gigs a week. And then, as fate would have it, I completely stopped paying attention to anything that was happening at work. I dodged about 6 layoffs over the span of my career, and the 7th one got me. Once that happened, I said, hey, that's fine, because I'm playing almost 5 nights a week. I just kept on with that, and I've been playing for the last 7 years professionally now. Now I pretty much am still California bound, unless it's an international tour or something that flies us out. One of the things that just got canceled, I would have been in France today with my band, but that was not to be. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing these days.
Another kind of thing that he's doing these days is this incredible jam that I'm about to roll for you with his friend Julia, both of them on harmonica. Amazing stuff. This is a version of Sonny Boy Williams' tune, and they call the video Bye Boredom, because that's why they both got together, just to stave off the boredom of sitting in seclusion. How did that come to be?
One of the things that I've been doing over the last 10, 11 years is hosting blues jams in San Jose. I've hosted one every week. There was a time for about 4 years where I hosted two every week.
Wow.
I've been fostering this local community of musicians. Start of my career lies in blues jams, being able to go out and play with professional musicians far above my skill level, or watch them, not even play with them, just watch them. So I started hosting these jams, and Julia is one of the star performers at these jams. You know, she's not a professional musician, but really sophisticated harmonica player. So since we're both stuck in our respective houses, I sent her a message. I said, hey, are you working on anything, and do you want to do this video collaboration? And she said, yeah, I'm working on this Sonny Boy Williams, who's one of the legends of blues harmonica, Rice Miller songs. Maybe we could use that as our, basis for collaboration. And I said, why not? And that's how it came about.
One of the things that a lot of us are finding is this, whatever the outlet is, painting, knitting, comedy, music, that we may not have been pursuing professionally, is really a thing of solace in this moment.
It really is. During this break, I've just picked up drums, and I'm a complete beginner, like I'm dropping this kick every minute and like sticks hitting my face every other minute. But just the pursuit of this non-professional, so satisfying and fulfilling. Yeah. So I'm with you. Yeah.
Where can people see more of your stuff? Is Facebook the place to go?
Sure. There's many channels that people can find me at. Facebook is one where I'm very active. My official page is Aki Kumar. That's AKIKUMAR. And it's the same for my website, akikumar.com. I'm on Instagram as well, posting, I'm sharing everything across channels.
We'll put all those links in the credits for tonight's show as well on Facebook.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking some time out of your sunny day to spend with us this beautiful afternoon. If you've got something new coming out, just please let us know.
I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, man. Well, have a fantastic afternoon, and we'll see you again.
See you soon, brother.
All right. Stay safe. Thanks. Awesome. Great people everywhere. That was Aki out in San Jose. Thank you, Aki. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Chau. Fantastic talent in tonight's show. And Wednesday, and I literally, this just happened. Lenore Skenazy is going to be on, but right now we just got confirmation. Franklin and Grace will be back. They've got a new video. It'll be new to us. I think it's been out for a couple of days at least. Stay safe. Be kind to yourself. All right? We'll see you on Wednesday. Hunker, hug, in Haven. Ciao.